Hey everybody, welcome back to Autism Live. So excited to be here. I have a full house. Next to me, I have the fabulous Boyd Hauser. I gave him permission because we had this long setup. Look up and say hi to everybody.
Hello.
But I gave him permission. I said it was okay with me, if it was okay with Dad, for him to be on his Switch, because sometimes these interviews can be boring, yes?
A little bit.
A little bit. So, just keeping it real. So, he's going to be hanging out with us, and he's going to be on his Switch a little bit, but he agreed that whenever we were talking directly to him that, that he would stop for a second. And already he's demonstrated he's good at that. But also in the studio, I have his wonderful dad, Larry Hauser, and you guys know that he's one of my favorite people on the face of the planet. And he brought his mother. And I said before we went to break that whenever you meet a man who's a mensch, who's fabulous, who, steps up, I always want to meet the mom, right? Because there's always an amazing mom. And Priscilla is the example of that. So thrilled, because she's never been on the show before, so thrilled that we have this opportunity. Now, we're all here to talk about a wide variety of things, but most especially we want to talk about Mardi Gras for autism that's happening this year. So Larry, give us the 411 on what's happening this year.
This will be our 10-year anniversary for the
No
event.
way. Wow, that's amazing.
We're so stoked and so excited to bring the families. Again, another amazing event with families being able to get over 50 vendor resources, autism related specific, and be able to bring their kids to attractions that are autism sensory friendly.
Yeah, amazing. So it happens, it's the 4th of April that it's happening, and it's in the train station parking lot in Fullerton.
Yep.
And while they're there, people, what's also in that parking lot is Bourbon Street Bar and Grill. Plus, you have, what is the name of the pizza parlor?
Well, it's called the Bowery.
The Bowery.
Craft beer and pizza.
Ooh, okay. So, plus there's other restaurants that are there too, and so that's
Right.
sort of the anchor for it as part of the train station. But then the whole parking lot is filled with fun things to do, and it's crazy town fun things to do. As you said, there's a resource. Anybody has a booth there, so people can find out information about things that will be helpful to them. But it's also just ridiculously off the chain fun.
Yes.
It's it's incredible. We started off with a little sliver of the parking lot, and then it just grew, each year. And I would say at least the past 6 years, it's just been like this mega autism event. It just blasts our mind beyond expectations.
It is, it's a Mardi Gras event, and so one of the first things that happens when you get there is that there are so many volunteers. Like Fullerton, I don't know what the magic pixie dust that you people have, that maybe it's like coming over from Disneyland and landing on you guys because you're close to Disneyland, but you have more volunteers than anybody else at any other event, and they do a lot of things. What kinds of things, Priscilla, do they have going on at the event?
First thing in the morning, they're there early setting everything up, so running water and just helping all the other vendors set up.
Yeah.
And then we have our check-in girls that check in everyone in and give them a free T-shirt.
Yeah.
That represents Mardi Gras, like Larry Boyd has. And we also have the girls that give out the beads. The beads are the big thing.
All right.
Yes.
I've never actually been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I'm assuming that you have.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I've seen the videos, and there's a big bead throwing thing, and people wearing the beads and wearing more and more beads. And you guys participate in the bead mania.
It's crazy. And we just have them out on the table, which we're selling tickets, and the kiddos just love the sensory feeling of them. And they can take as many as they want. They just load it down with beads, and they love them.
I'm telling you, you get there and you have people in your face immediately saying, how can we help you? And I've experienced both as a person going, to just participate and be a family there, but also to be, a vendor there as well. There's always people there to help in any way. way, and
Yes.
everyone is friendly, and everyone is like, here, if they see that you are not already weighed down in beads, they're like, here, let's give you some beads. And that, the beads are totally free. I don't know how much your bead account is, but it's excessive.
We go through about 30,000 beads.
It's and I'm telling you, it's part of what sets the tone. It's money well spent, because
does.
everybody gets excited, and the kids already are like, oh,
Yes.
I've got a gold strand, and I've got a purple strand, and I've got a green strand. I'm good to go.
Yes.
And so that's a part of it. But then
Right.
then you have all these activities, and you have the sensory zone.
Yes. Oh,
Who wants to talk about that?
go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. You can chime in, Mom.
Okay.
The sensory zone was really just something that we experimented with, and we just saw how not only children with autism loved it, but typical kids absolutely loved it too.
Yes.
So we just expanded on it. Basically, we have about 40 little pools
Yeah.
that have something sensory oriented inside of it.
Yeah.
Whether it's sand, beans, rice,
Bubbles.
water beads, bubbles, foam, kinetic sand. We just have an array of pools that, and it's awesome because you see kids playing with kids, typical kids playing with kids with autism, and their parents all crouched down in all these little pools around the whole area.
It's crazy town.
It is
It's
amazing.
such a good thing. I mean, it's like I don't even have other words for it. It's such a good thing, and there are so many things for a kid to do.
Yes.
For a family to do. You typically have the medieval knights people there, and they're interacting with people. You have people
jugglers.
face the
Yeah.
jugglers. Sometimes you have somebody with a marionette.
skills, yeah.
There's the mechanical shark. You have the aquarium of the Pacific there sometimes, where you get to go in and pet the sea cucumber. Boyd, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Have you ever pet the sea cucumber? Have you done that at the Aquarium of the Pacific in the trailer that's there at the? Have you done that?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, this year you got to pet the sea cucumber.
Okay.
It's a pretty fabulous thing. But have you played in the game truck that's there?
Yes.
I thought so. I thought that
Oh,
would
yeah.
yes. So the game truck is there. I mean, there's something for everyone, and this
Yes.
brings me to always the thing when I talk about Fullerton Cares and Mardi Gras for Autism is that the entire community comes. It's not. Hear me when I say it is not the entire autism community. Of course, they're there, but that's not who shows up. It's the entire community. You have the local dentist, you have the local banker, you have the people who cut hair, you have the superintendent of schools,
Oh, yes.
you have the teachers that are there. The entire community
Mayors,
is
city council
there.
people,
Yes.
assembly men and women, they all show up and purposely making an attempt to come to this event.
Yeah. And each booth that has something has a game to play. autism-live has been there before and had a booth, and we have a game to play. And then while the kids are playing the game to win a little prize, often you have like information for whatever your organization is, which you offer to people. And, we go to events all the time, and I'm explaining to people, well, we're autism-live, we're a show, interactive show, you can ask questions. At Fullerton Cares, I gotta change up my pitch because most of the time it's people who don't have kids on the spectrum.
Right.
It's about, the people in the community that, so I will say to them, is there somebody you care about on the autism spectrum? And the answers that I get, they're like, well, I have a kid in my classroom, and so that's why I'm here. Or, oh, I have a kid in my practice, and that's why I'm here. Or, oh, my daughter goes to school and there's a boy in her class that's on the autism spectrum. It makes me cry. It makes me weep because I say this to you all the time, this is where we want to get with everybody. If every single community had every single person show up to an autism event, we'd be done. We'd be done with that aspect. We wouldn't have to keep pushing education and awareness and all that. We'd be done. You've achieved what we're all trying to achieve. Congratulations.
It's a labor of love. It
Yeah.
really is.
Well, and I know that one of the things you wanted to say, Larry, is, because I always say, power of one, that guy right there, power of one. And you always say to me, that no, because it's everybody else who came in. And I know that you wanted to talk a little bit about sometimes it's the grandmoms.
Yeah, well, my mom always has taught, embedded in our heads that it takes a village, okay? So
Yeah.
And she always says that.
Yeah.
So it really for the Mardi Gras and for Fullerton Cares, it is a total village. But with our volunteers,
Yes.
with the community,
Yes.
but. All those moms and grandmas that really do the heavy lifting, the stuff that nobody sees, the stuff that often don't get credit for.
Yeah.
So, I just definitely want to recognize those people. Especially my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah, and you were saying to me before that, you couldn't have done all this. That you've had support, and let's be honest that like not everybody has that, but that you not only had it, but you like utilize that to be able to do things not only for your child but
Right.
for the community,
Oh, absolutely.
which is why we think you're such a mensch.
Thank you.
Because you could have just sat back and said, I'm just going to help my kid. You
Right.
absolutely could have done that, but instead you kind of changed the world. It's kind of big.
with my village.
There with your village, yes. And you have been. I was so excited when they said that you were going to come because I always see you running everything. You're behind the scenes, like doing all these things. Even years ago, we did that Facing Fatherhood, which I still have to figure out what we're doing with that.
I
It's
can't
still
wait to
so
put that
incredible. But you sat with me while they were
Yes,
filming,
yes.
and we listened. You and I shared some tearful moments
Right.
while because it was basically we had a luncheon, which was wonderful food that Larry brought from Bourbon Street Bar and Grill, and had a bunch of dads sit around and answer questions about fatherhood when your child is on the autism spectrum, and ooh, it was emotional. It's a great piece of footage. We ran into issues because one of the people who participated in it passed away, and so it was this very emotional thing. But it's his widow has said, "Would you please do something with that?" So we have to do something with that. She's ready
great.
now for us to get it out there,
Okay.
and it's timeless. It's like amazing dads. You were one of the dads, and you guys got open.
Yeah.
You guys opened up, and we were clutching each other, and it was a pretty amazing thing. So I've always seen you, and you're
Yes.
always there at the Mardi Gras, working.
I love it.
working.
I love it.
She's there pretty much when everybody else gets there at like 6 in the morning.
It's just very heartwarming to see the interaction, and these kids just are accepted. They're just
Yeah.
typical kids, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
So it's very humbling to see that experience, to see them experience that. And if they have a little bit of a meltdown or
Yeah.
little difficulty with the sensory, there's always somebody there. Hey, can we help you?
Yep. Yeah.
Just kind of soothing, and
It's an
okay.
amazing event.
And it's okay if that happens.
It's an amazing event, and we should note that the event is free. Come to the
Yes.
event, participate. There are things that you can spend money on.
Right.
There are things that you can buy tickets for, and some things are ticketed and other things are not ticketed. But you can, if you are anywhere near Fullerton, you should go. Let's just say
Yes.
that. You will have a good time, and there's lots to do and there's like amazing food. My son always wants to go, and you have I don't know what it's called, but it's like some sort of it's like French fries, but they're like potato chips, but it's like nachos.
Oh yeah.
my
Street,
gosh.
those are Bourbon Street nachos.
Oh, stop! I mean, it's like nachos, but with cut potatoes. Oh, it's ridiculously good, you guys. It's like one of the best things on the face of the planet. And he gets it without the cheese, and it's still amazing.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
because he's all GFCF, it's like really, he talks about it all year long. It's good stuff. And now with the Bowery, you've got even more stuff going on there. There's pizza opportunities, all of that stuff going on. Okay, so Fullerton Cares, the Mardi Gras for Autism. It's April 4th.
Yes.
What time does it start?
11 to 4.
11 to 4. Now, you used to do this during actual Mardi Gras.
Right.
But now it's moved to April. There were a little too much rain?
It has, and it was that I think, was that the first time that you were there? When
No,
it came
I'd
down?
been there before. There was
That's
one
right.
year where we
were
almost
there
all got
before,
washed
right.
out to the ocean. It was so wet.
Yeah, I think after that one, we're like, let's move it to Autism Awareness Day. I think our chances are a little bit better.
And so you guys are almost the unofficial kickoff for Autism Awareness Month now, because you're always the first weekend.
Right.
And it's a really great thing to do, but it's not the only thing that you do. And I want to pivot just for a second to talk about some of the other things that Fullerton Cares does, because year round you guys do amazing things in your community. And it really, for anybody who's watching who's like, well, I wish that my community had this, let's remember that there was a time when Larry could have said the same thing. I wish my community had this, but Larry decided, well, I guess I'm going to be the agent of change and make that happen, and you can too. I keep asking Larry, but now I've met your sister-in-law, and now I'm asking her that somebody needs to put together the manual for communities. This is how you put together an autism coalition in your community.
Right, and I've kind of like organized that, what you said, because I just go and I do, I'm just full speed ahead.
Yes.
But then when you start talking about it, I'm like, okay, well, how did I do it?
Yes.
So I kind of know, I kind of have it organized now,
Okay.
A bit. Yes, we raise money for the programs in the area. I think that's I don't want to say easy, but that's like the easy part. I think the hard part is to be able to be the squeaky wheel into the city council person's ears, the school board person's ears, the PTA, everybody up the chain in the school district in a positive way. And so, that's what Fullerton Cares has been able to do. We've been able to do it through food. We realize that schools and all sorts of things want donations, okay?
Yes.
And we know that we can give what they want, but I have an opportunity to also ask for something back. And a lot of the times it is for those typical families to volunteer at the Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
So my whole goal was never to really preach to the choir, which is our autism community. It really was to preach to the families that aren't affected by autism. I want them to see what this community is and educate them more. So
well, you have done that.
That
You've
is
been very
really
successful.
what we do well.
And clever like a fox, because you realize that you bring a value to the table and create value, and that's how you got their ear.
Right.
Because I look at what you guys have been able to do with your school district, that I didn't realize it started with the food, but then you were able to hold fundraisers, which, this is how perfect this is, you guys. You held fundraisers, so then you gave wish lists to all of the special education teachers in your district. They had wish lists and you funded them.
Right.
But so here's how incredible this is. You funded it, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have a booth during the 4th of July where you sell fireworks, and that's how you fund it. But this is how crazy good this is. So you got volunteers, parents, to be at the booth to work together for the fireworks, which is what got them, like, they felt like they have a community now. They all talk about, oh, I get to work at the firework booth. They don't talk about, oh no, it's my turn. It's this fun social thing for them, and they feel connected to the community and feel like they have friends in the community, because they weren't just gonna come to a parent support group meeting.
No.
You said, I need to raise money to give to the school district, so it becomes this beautiful circle where you have this social event that raises money, that gives money to the school wants to work with you, and then those parents go to the IEP meetings and everybody's working on the same thing, and everybody gets something to take home. You're a genius.
So with our comedy show, we might get 5 minutes of a message. There's a lot of people that come to our comedy show who wouldn't normally go to the Mardi Gras event.
That's true too.
Those are the people that want to support, but they don't really want to do that, go to a walk or whatever. But they would more than happy go to a comedy show.
Yes.
So I get 5 minutes to get my message across. That's good enough.
And you raise some money at that. And that's an opportunity for people to get out and hear some, world-class comedy. The last 2 years you've had Jay Moore.
Yeah.
Stop. I mean,
We
so
had you
hilarious.
too.
You guys,
Yeah, we had you too.
let me have a few minutes on the microphone and where I embarrass myself. But But, you know, I mean, and you have comics that are on the spectrum. Like you guys,
Yes.
it's a wonderful event. It's a wonderful comedy event. You raise money. It's a great social event. But all of these things fuel so many different programs that you guys have. You've been able to go into the schools, make a sensory garden, a butterfly sensory garden. You've been able to fund what the wish lists were for your special education teachers.
All the technology back when it was needed, whiteboards, iPads. Now they have so much technology they don't need it anymore. So we just find other ways to fund, right?
The prom, you guys make a very special event and make sure that there's limousines and dinner
Oh, absolutely.
and corsages and
Yes.
pictures for special needs individuals to be able to go to the prom. You guys make it really, really special for them. You also help, there are classes that you guys help with. You have your martial arts things that you guys participate in, and there's the dance group that you
We
guys.
also give a paycheck
yes.
to 3 employees that have
Oh,
autism.
yes.
So they get a real paycheck every 2 weeks.
I'm so
You'll
proud
probably
to know
see
you
them.
guys.
And you know, we want to walk the walk. We don't want to just talk
Yeah.
the talk. And every day about a group of 20 kids comes in the Bourbon Street and the Bowery from the ROP program with the school districts, and they come and they work train, and you know, because there's a ton of stuff to do in a restaurant. So,
Right. Amazing.
it's just part of our life now. When they don't come in, it's weird to us.
I also kind of want to point out that timeline-wise, that you started Fullerton Cares before your child was diagnosed, right? Wasn't it like, it was like right before that you had already made the decision to do this?
No, it was when he was diagnosed. It's when we I wasn't sure whether I should, you know, blast it out to the public or not, and then finally I did, and one of my fellow restaurant owners volunteered to throw a comedy show, and so that's when I knew that there was something there, like support. I don't know, whatever it was, a whole lot of people came, and then my brain started working, you know, and that's where it started.
And I understand that Boyd is up for, he's already gotten one distinction, award, what are we calling it?
I don't know. It's an award by the school district. We just went to one a couple weeks ago, and it's called Every Student Succeeds Award, and it's basically a child that has had terrible circumstances in their lives, or unfortunate circumstances, so some being on the spectrum, and have worked their way through against all the odds to achieve academic and social success. So, you know, there are kids that lost their families, you know, both parents that have done that. But
Hearing impaired. Just all kinds.
and it was just the whole thing was just inspiring. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it. And after I'm sitting there going, oh man, I never thought I had it bad, but I'm going, I don't really have it bad now.
Well,
you know,
but he's overcome so much.
So
And
he's,
Boyd, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
So tell the people at home what grade you're in.
I'm in 6th.
And you participate in Fullerton Cares a
Yes,
lot. You
I do.
volunteer. You have so many events during the year. Which one is your favorite?
All of them.
All of them. Good answer. Going into politics, right?
I don't know.
No, okay, but which one is coming up?
Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras. And what do you like to do at the Mardi
I
Gras?
like the game truck.
Oh, the game truck. Well, that would be my son's favorite part too. Wonderful. And have you decided what you want to do when you grow up yet, Boyd?
Be a YouTuber.
A YouTuber? You want to? Well, listen. Hey, we've got an internship for you when you're ready. You know, and I think a lot of people want to be a YouTuber. But you're going to go to college to be a YouTuber, yes? Do you think so, Boyd?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, have you thought about which college yet?
Not really.
Okay. All right. And do you work yet in the restaurants?
Yeah.
Part time?
Part of the times I do.
Yeah. What kinds of things do you do at the restaurant to help? I know you're playing. It's an important part. I didn't give him
Yeah.
enough warning. What's your favorite thing to do at the restaurant to work? Do you like working the cash register, or do you like sweeping up?
I like to work somewhere. I like all jobs.
Or you like all jobs? Do you ever cook?
I don't know.
No, okay, probably not. That's high heat. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, I know.
You're 11. We're not ready for cooking.
He's pretty much done. He does everything around
Yeah.
there. If I need stocking done, he'll stock it. But you know he understands the value of money. So
Yeah.
that's what we've taught him at an early. Well, that's what he wanted. Actually, I barely even taught him. That's what he wanted to learn at an early age.
Yeah,
So.
he was interested in that.
So he knows he's got to do A, B, C, and D to get
Right.
you know, some money to
Right.
buy some games. So
That's it. That's it.
That's-
Wonderful. Okay, can I ask you like 2 more questions? Can you pause it?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Good job. I want to ask you about your grandma.
Oh,
Because you are super lucky. You've got this fabulous grandma who's next to you,
know.
right?
Mhm.
And what kinds of things do you love to do with grandma?
go we like play Pokemon Go.
She plays Pokemon Go with
No,
you?
she doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Drive.
She
She drives you everywhere? Like, where does she drive you?
Anywhere that I can get Pokemon.
Oh, so she drives you for the Pokemon Go
Yep.
to go capture things?
Uh-huh.
That's pretty fabulous that grandma does that for you. Really wonderful. And do you ever get to spend time with just grandma?
Oh, yeah.
sit up. And,
Yeah?
I do.
So they can see you now. See, they couldn't see you before. You were hiding behind me.
Okay.
Because it's pretty fabulous to have such a wonderful grandma, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I won't bug you anymore. You look pretty good on camera though, don't you?
Thanks.
Pretty handsome. All right, we're almost out of time, but once again, I want to plug Mardi Gras
Yes.
for Autism, April 4th at the train station in Fullerton. You can pretty much drive to Fullerton and just follow the signs to the train station. It is very close to Disneyland. I like to say to people, go to Mardi Gras for Autism on the Saturday and then go to Disneyland on the Sunday. If you're not from town, perfect
Right.
getaway for the weekend to participate in that. It's a wonderful event. You will get your batteries recharged. You will also get tons of paraphernalia.
Yes.
We always get new keychains every year at the Mardi Gras for Autism. The Medieval Times gives out great keychains, you guys. But there's all kinds of other fun stuff to
Yes.
do. Go and dip yourself in what the future looks like. This is what a community looks like when the whole community participates.
Absolutely.
I joke endlessly about the fact that I'm going to retire in Fullerton just because of all this. And my son's looking at colleges and I'm forcing him to look at Fullerton. So there we go. You guys are amazing. You're an amazing family and you've started something that's truly wonderful. So now we just have to make sure that you write it all down for everybody else so that we can follow in your footsteps. Where can people go if they want to know more?
Just go to our website, www.fullertoncares.com, and it's right there. Facebook too. It's just type in Fullerton Cares. We're everywhere.
Okay, so check it out, you guys, an amazing organization. And if you can't get there, you can always make a donation to Fullerton Cares to
Right.
help them to do what they do. And you can reach out to them to ask them advice about if you're starting it where you live. So make sure that you check them out. Boyd, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Boy, you want to say goodbye to your viewers?
Bye, viewers. Bye-bye.
This is the beginning of your YouTube career. Is that the way you want to sign off? Or do you want to look up and what would your sign up be? He's got the most beautiful blue eyes in the world. I don't know if you guys can see it from there. Look at there.
Thanks.
Look, you look like a YouTuber. You look fabulous. All casual and like it's okay. Anyway, we're out of time. I am supposed to read for you guys that on tomorrow's show we have Karen Nolte with us for Let's Talk Autism with Shannon and Nancy. We're covering a bunch of news stories. And Karen Nolte is talking with us about a bunch of research that I promise you will be of interest to you. That is tomorrow. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me. Oh, hold the phone. I forgot. I have to remind you, tonight, check out our Twitter starting at 5:30 Pacific time. So that's 8:30 Eastern time. We are at an event, a tweet-a-thon, with the cast of Everything's Gonna Be Okay at Freeform Studios tonight. Autism-live is going to be there. I'm going to be there with Traven. We're going to be watching the show as it premieres on the East Coast and tweeting with the cast of Everything's Going to Be Okay. So be watching our Twitter feed, Autism at Autism-live show. And we'll be tweeting with them and we'll be taking pictures and posting those on Facebook. But tomorrow we'll be back. Until then, give your kiddos a hug from me and one for you too. Bye-bye for now. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.